Hello, this is Elkhorn Tolle, the younger brother of the famous spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle that we all know and love so much. And today we're going to talk a little bit about sex. Eckhart doesn't talk a lot about sex. I know he has sex. I walked in on him and his wife, Kim Eng, which means one who rides the coattails of another in Chinese. That's what her last name translates to very directly. Not that she doesn't love him. It has nothing to do with his money or that she gets to travel with him and teach classes that no one would attend if she wasn't married to him. I'm sure it's because they see the inner body of the whatever's going on there. We all know what's going on, right? All right, a little bit of breakfast left over there in my tooth. So what we're going to talk about though is sex. I walked in on them having sex one time. I get a lot of mail, people asking, why doesn't Eckhart talk about sex? I don't know, he doesn't talk much about it. But the way they have sex is amazing. I walked in and they're just like frozen, looking at each other. No movement, nothing. It's like check the pain body at the door. They're just totally present together. And looked pretty boring actually to me, but for them it's a very transformational. They're at a whole different level than the rest of us. But for the rest of us, there's a few tips you can use that really help. So really, when we're talking in spiritual terms, what it really boils down to is that don't worry if my accent changed. I've just been traveling around Europe a bit lately, so I'm getting confused. But yeah. We were talking about sex. This is what we were talking about. So what the key things here are really one is just to be attractive. If you're not attractive, the simplest thing to do for yourself and your partner is to turn the lights off. So that's tip number one. If you're good-looking people, then just go for it. You probably don't need this video because it's really mostly about looks. So if you're good-looking, then you're gonna have good sex. And then the principle that's very important is never really to be honest. You don't want to say the truth. You want to say what the other person wants to hear. And this is a key fundamental, really, of the teaching of the Buddha is really all about this. It's about pretty much getting the hell out of this crap hole that we all find ourselves in and just getting to someplace else. And that's Buddhism in a nutshell. So you can apply this to sex. And then the other thing is develop your fantasy skills, which ties into this thing I just said. You want to really find a ways that you can imagine if you're with someone fat and disgusting, or you are fat and disgusting, you imagine each other as something else. If you need to imagine that you're having sex with a bowl of Jello that's cherry flavored, because if you imagine it's a fleshy being in front of you, then do that. But really work on imagining it's somebody else, you're somebody else, and your whole life is completely different. And so is the person. And this, with the lights out especially, you pretty much can't go wrong. This is really the key to having better, more transcendent sexual experience, if you will. So thanks for the mail. Keep asking the questions. I'll keep answering. My book is being edited right now. It's The Power of My Balls. And it will be out on Amazon pretty soon. So hang in there. I know it's been a while. All right, have a great day.